Morning everyone. Good way to encourage wildlife into your garden is to leave a patch of lawn unmowed, and that's what I've done here. Got growing. So it's a small area, about 5 square metres, that I haven't mowed from the beginning of May, and you can see the grass has, a lot of it has turned to seed, which is a good food source for birds and their chicks. There's also quite a few, you see the yellow buttercups and a few daisies in there, which provide nectar for small insects like bees, hoverflies, moths and butterflies, so you'll encourage them into your garden. And also just in this little patch here, there's a dozen or so of these plants, which are bee orchids. Really interesting plant, bee orchid. Each flower spike about 12 inches tall, has 5 or 6 of these individual flowers on them. Pretty pink petals and a central black and yellow part. Now, bee orchids rely on wild bees to pollinate them. So each plant produces a pheromone, which is a chemical which to other bees smells like a female bee. And bees attracted into this pheromone see the flower, think that the black central part is a female bee, and will try and mate with it. And in doing so, they'll get pollen on their back, and you can see the bright yellow pollen sacs just hanging down above the female bee shaped part of the flower. So that pollen will stick onto the back of a male bee, who will then fly off to another bee orchid and deposit the pollen onto that plant. So pollen then transfers between the two plants. The pollen will fertilise the female part of the other orchid, and that will then produce seeds. Seeds are released in the autumn, and hopefully next year there'll be a few more bee orchids in this area. So there you go. It's quite interesting to leave a patch like this unmowed, and you never know, you might find your own bee orchids growing in your garden at home.